Move over Gojo fangirls, the real white hair, light color eyes, Demon Hunter's here, and supposedly we are getting a season 2 on its way. So I had watched the DMC Netflix anime, and I joined it for what it is, but before we talk about it, I would like to say two things. One being that I became a Devil May Cry fan since I saw a playthrough of DMC 4 for the PS3 on YouTube, and became an instant fan because of the cool characters like Dante, Vergil, Trish, Lady, and Nero being my favorite character of the series. I also like the fact that how tight it is that taunting is part of your combos.
Hey, what's up?
Like imagine in Batman Arkham series, after hitting a 30 or 50 hit combo, you press the taunt button and Batman goes,
It doesn't matter how many of you there are.
and also like Nero's Red Queen and how he can rev it up. 3 years ago, I bought and played all the DMC games on Steam, and yes, I played even at boring as DMC 2. And while we were on this topic about playing all the DMCs, I did enjoy the 2013 version, and being personally, I think it didn't deserve the hate that it did, because in 2013 reminds me of a lot like Batman Arkham Origins, where like, yeah, the story could have been better, but the gameplay is fun. Plus, I never looked at it as a reboot, I always looked at it as an Earth 2 version, which made it more enjoyable. And two, just like the 2013 version, I watched it for what it is and try to keep an open mind and see what they have to offer. So let's talk about Netflix DMC. When watching the anime, I realized that they mix a lot of games into one season, like a mix of everything. From the villain, felt like DMC 3 where he wants to open the portal to the demon world, or Makai as they called it. But the problem that I think about is, when playing the game, I don't remember them talking about the demon world and how there were villages and villagers living there. I think this might be an anime only thing, but let me know if they ever did mention something like this in the game, because I'm sure they never mentioned it before. Also, you can see the 2013 influence in the story by how the government controls the media, like Mundus did with the Order and how he labeled them as quote-unquote destructive group. And the Vice President Baines reminds me a lot like Sanctus, like a lot, to the point I think in Season 2, he might have his own version of the Savior. Now, Dante and Lady's story is a little different because in the anime, he said he saw Vergil quote-unquote not alive from the house fire. In DMC 3, we see him fall down to the demon world as he accepts his fate, hence why he became the Neo Angelo from Mundus DMC 1. Which, by the way, the game was Dark Souls before Dark Souls, and that nightmare boss forever haunted my damn dream. Now, Lady's story felt the same, though, to the point where she, instead of hunting demons by herself, she gets a crew. While we're on the topic of Lady, I think my major issues with the whole season was that it felt like the Lady show. Well, to me. About the whole anime, they showed more Mary than they did Dante. Like, I understand she played a major part in the story, but this was supposed to be like the Dante show with the help of Mary. Which kind of sucks, because half the show, Dante was locked up after, like, what, maybe episode 3? It's just Mary doing all the heavy lifting and killing majority of the demons. Which kind of sucks, because I wanted to see Dante do more cool stuff, and wanted to see him fight more of the DMC bosses that was in the anime. I wanted to see their reaction because demons always act different towards Dante because they feel the Sparta spirit in him. And while we were still on the topic about Lady, can we talk about how she cusses a lot in this anime? Like, she cusses like a middle schooler discovering a cuss word for the first time.
The worst truth is that not only are demons real, they're really hard to kill. Devil spawn, even that thing should have trouble healing from a bomb going off in its neck. You just happen to be walking around with half the key to hell on your neck? This dumb spawn has no idea it's leading us right to it.
It's pretty funny watching her cuss like that, because in the game she doesn't say those words, let alone consistently like that. But I think my favorite character is Vice President Baines, who's voiced by the GOAT, Kevin Conroy. And the reason why I like this character is because he feels like if Batman retired and ran for vice president and just decided to hunt demons. Can I be honest real quick? My favorite kind of troops of villains besides Bruce are the smart ones, the one that can make their plans go so seemingly well for them. Like characters like Theodore from Bruno Stray Dogs, the Joker from Christopher Nolan, The Dark Knight, Destro, and of course Isaac. Me personally, I like this villain, but I feel like he wasn't a DMC villain. He felt more like a comic book villain, which goes back to why I like President Vice Baines, because literally him and the Rabbit felt like Batman and Joker, with Ichigo being in the middle, which kind of goes into my next point, which is Dante and his cool ass scenes. Dante in this scene he was in was probably one of the reasons why I enjoyed this anime, because every time Dante was on screen, I will always go, damn, he's cool. Now the animation, of course, may not be on like JJK or Demon Slayer level, but it was animated well enough to get me hype at least. I think the only issue was that I felt like I needed more Dante. Oh, and I feel like they play as intelligent, because how is he that he can outsmart the mercenaries, but not know that Mary was setting a trap for him? Like, I know he's young here, but like, come on. But other than that, he made the show fun to watch. Like, I think my favorite episode with Dante has to be like 2, 3, and 5. Dante was him in those scenes. I think Johnny Youngbosh did a good job, even though I like his Nero performance more, but that's just me. Because just like Vice President Baines, his Dante reminded me a lot of Ichigo. But I hope in season 2 we get more Dante, especially since we're getting his brother Vergil. Besides Dante, I think the music carries in this anime. Like, they really put Limp Bizkit for the intro, Papa Roach in the driver's scene, and at the end of the season they played Green Day. Bro, when I tell you the music was hidden, I am not kidding. I wish I could play the music, but we know that would happen, right, YouTube? Story-wise, I know people don't like the whole American politics thing, but as somebody who's been learning how to write a story, politics is everywhere, and to be honest, it's whatever. I still enjoy the story because I feel like they're going down the DMC4 route, where the vice president will search for more power and create his own version of quote-unquote the savior. So yeah, the story's weird, but I can see where they're going with it. Oh, and I find it funny that this version of DMC is connected to Resident Evil. Overall, DMC has its ups and downs, but I was so entertained through and through. I just hope that in the next season they could fix certain things that season 1 lacked, like more Dante, into more of his and Vergil's story. I better not see Mary in the other scenes now unless she changed her name to Lady. Then I'm down. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys are ready for the next season or if you guys are going to skip it. Yeah, and that'll be the end of it. I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.